Hello and welcome to my final video before I start splashing paint onto my dead man's hand buildings and miniatures. In this video I wanted to take a quick look at the Gunfighters sprues. They come in two separate sets, but basically you get two of the same sprue in each set. So the first one that I will look at will be the male Gunfighters. So they're from the Gunfighters I set. And if you take a quick look at the sprue here, you can see we've got 5 sets of legs and 5 torsos. Zooming in for a closer look. The quality is lovely, they're really crisp. There is a set of legs there that are kneeling, so they come in 2 pieces that you have to glue together. Torsos come with a variety of jackets. This is actually my favorite, this one here with the very long coat. But what I have found is that I've had to trim a little bit off the thigh or the buttocks of the legs when I have tried to glue them inside that jacket there. The shorter one is less of a problem, but it's the long one that looks quite impressive. You can see there also those stars, those are lawmaker or sheriff's badges. Some people find them a little bit big, but I don't mind them. Nice little satchel there, which I have actually got on one of my figures, and then a variety of weapons. I won't spend too long labouring over these. Really what I wanted to do in this video was just give you a close-up. There's some shotguns there, double barrel shotguns. I don't know if you can see, you get the stock actually in the hand and the barrels themselves are separate. There's another stock there without the barrels. I mean, that's quite handy really. I'm looking at maybe posing them so the gun could be open as if it's being reloaded. But it just makes assembling the figure and getting the gun put together a little easier when they come in parts, which seems counterproductive, but it's pretty cool. Right, there's the cactus that I've featured in previous videos. There's also a lasso and a bunch of dynamite there. Cactus, I've got one on a base there, mounted, so that it can be popped down as a piece of scenery. I've got another one on half a base there, so it can be popped up against a building. This is a Renedra log cabin that I've glued together there. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you'll see how I like to split the bases that I put scatter and scenery on, so that it gives me some flexibility. Right, I just want to look quickly at this cow, bull or bison skull. Not sure which it is, could be any I suppose, but that's rather nice. Now again, I've used one on a base, so that could be a piece of terrain or an objective marker or just something for the characters to hide behind. But also if we move across to here, I've actually glued one onto the front of that building there, which makes quite a nice little feature, decorative feature there. So I think that's quite cool. So finally the heads. I don't know if you can see them there. There's a nice one there with a handkerchief over his face. You've got different types of hats. There's one there who's kind of got some sort of balaclava or hood type thing made of a sack. I quite like the one with the top hat. I've used that one on my main character for my gang. And then if we look at the rest there, there's the two that come with bowler hats on at the end. And again, I've got my gang wearing bowler hats because I like those. The only other thing I wanted to point out on this sprue was these things here, which are empty gun holsters, and that's quite a nice little feature. So yeah, just lots of weapons, 5 different legs, 5 different torsos, and various other bits and pieces, which make a really nice set. So you need 7 figures in a gang, and the Gunfighters box comes with 2 sprues. That's enough to make 10. So they also come obviously with these round Renedra style bases. So you get 2 of those in a box, and the same for Gunfighters II, which is the female equivalent. And again, same applies. There are 5 sets of legs, 4 with skirts, 1 in trousers. There are 5 different torsos. And there are various weapons, arms. A couple of things I wanted to just point out. Another cactus there, which I have got again on a base. I did that with a hat that I cut off the head of a male gunfighter. Again, I've mentioned that in a previous video. And also, if you look there, I've yet to use this, but that is a very cool feature, reminiscent of the Frostgrave plastics that I've seen, where you've actually got a lantern there in someone's hand. So I might do some conversions there. Again, shotgun, the stock separate from the barrels, various repeater rifles, yeah, there we go. There's the empty holsters for the pistols and revolvers and what have you. We've got some plaits and pigtails, ponytails on the back of the heads. You can see some of the heads have a hole in them for longer hair to be glued in. We'll have a quick look at the faces. Again, neckerchief covering the faces on those. Some in hats with long hair, some without. Very angry looking one there. Now I do actually like the lady's head with a bun on top. I'll probably do something with one of those. But they're really cool. And again, I've spoken about this before, but there's a hen. I've actually got that separate somewhere. Here we are, so we can get a better look. You get one of those on each sprue. So you get 5 female gunfighters and 1 hen on a sprue, and you get 2 of the sprues or plastic frames in a box. So 10 female gunfighters will give you 2 hens, and you need 7 female gunfighters to make a gang. Now, if you look at the ones I've made, I'll bring them closer in a second. But that's my gang. I've used 5 male and 2 female figures there in my gang. So we'll start with my gang leader, who I call Sven. And he's wearing a top hat and has 2 revolvers, 6-shooters, or whatever you want to call them. I've then used a female gunfighter figure there. I quite like that torso again, long jacket on that one. But I chose her because she comes with a bowler hat and I wanted that to be a bit of a theme. This is like my equivalent of the Wild West Peaky Blinders. Another female with her hair loose. And you can see the empty holster there that I've glued on, but she's in a rather a fetching gown. And then this guy who featured in a previous video I've done, because I've used for his head one of the cart drivers, the wagons there that come with general purpose wagon that comes with the drivers and the various tops and things and the horses. That's one of the heads there which I've used on this chap here, and I've used the kneeling legs for him, so he looks quite cool. Chap with probably a repeater rifle or something, bowler hat again. Lovely models, these plastics, they really are nice. You can get some great poses. He just looks really kind of purposeful and very, very much of the era, that sort of mid to late 1800s. Just love these models, really do. I'm looking forward to painting them. Now here we've got the money bags or satchels or whatever slung over an arm, and again another chap with a bowler hat and a bigger looking gun there. That's why I've put one in his holster, because this looks like he could be, I don't know, is that a Magnum or something? I don't know, not really an expert on these, but I just love how atmospheric it all is. And then we've got this chap here with his bowler hat and his beard. I have got various, I don't know if you can see the scars on there that still need trimming off before I paint them. I will get around to doing that, but so there we've got shotgun and another revolver. So that is my gang. I do have, I think, probably another 4 sprues that I can use to make more figures. I'm just trying to think, there's 1 or 2 that I've done already. There's a cowboy there, let's pick him up actually. Again, I'm sure I've featured him before, but that's a nice pose there. I just smoothed out the base there with a bit of green stuff. That just helps save on texture paint when you're doing the bases. If you have a lip like that between the puddle base and the 25mm round base, it can sometimes still show when you've put your textured paint on the base. So I just use any leftover bits of green stuff or milliput just to kind of smooth it out a bit. You don't have to, but that's something that I like to do. I've been doing it since I was a teenager. And there I've featured this chap as well. It has a kind of US cavalry or kind of army look about him. I just love these figures. They really are very clean, crisp, and I have seen them paint up beautifully, so I'm looking forward to doing that. And that's it. That's the Gunfighters I and II. I've only got the sprues to show you. I haven't actually got the boxes because, of course, all my sprues came in the starter sets. So that was 4 sprues. I got 2 starter sets, so there was 2 sprues in each of the male gunslingers and 1 sprue in each of the female So I've got 2 females, so that's 10 females and 20 male figures that I could build. Just before I leave it there, the question that I'm sure a lot of people are asking is that since there's no crouching legs in the female Gunfighters II, how do they look on a set of male legs? So I've just kind of put this one together quickly. Only used a tiny bit of glue to stick the female torso to the legs. I don't think it looks too bad, actually. I mean, a little bit heavy round the lower half, perhaps, but I think that's possibly because I didn't pick the best female torso for that. It might be, if I can just bring that into focus, it might have been better if I'd used that one there, where the jacket hangs just a little lower than the belt line. That might have worked better on that. It would have covered that bit of belt there. But for those of you who are curious, who haven't invested in any of these yet and wanted to know, well, I don't think that's too bad. I think there's potential there. But obviously it's up to you. But I did it, as I said, I've only put a tiny bit of glue on there so I can flick the female top half off the legs, no problem at all. And use her on something else, but that's nice. I like it. So, and that's it really. I'm now ready to start painting figures, buildings, barrels, wagons. Then we've got iron industry ladders. I've just rigged that up because that is something that they supply with their ladders so that you can have figures sort of halfway up or whatever. Before I just have a final walk round, there is one other thing that I wanted to show you, and that is the horses. Now, North Star do the official kind of metal figures for the Dead Man's Hand range. So I love that model as well. So basically, North Star figures do all the metals. You can buy the gangs from there if you can't get them off the Great Escape Games website. But that is a riderless horse. Needs cleaning up a bit. There's a bit of flash and stuff on there, but I've just wanted to compare that with a plastic horse from War Games Atlantic. Now, I like these horses quite a lot, and I just wanted to kind of show you these, although may not be easy to tell, excuse fingers, may not be easy to tell with the camera and the lens distortion. They do actually look quite good together. So these are from the General Accoutrement range. Now, I've purchased these before. We've got the War Games Atlantic horses, where you get 18 multi-part hard plastic horses. There's some painted up there. And I've used these in Middle-earth, Lord of the Rings, where you get metal heroes who are mounted on the same plastic horses as the regular knights or mounted warriors, and it doesn't quite look right. These are slightly bigger for Middle-earth, and they work really well just to elevate some sort of hero. So I've got some of my hero characters actually riding these horses from War Games Atlantic, and that's in Middle-earth strategy battles that I play. And here's another box. This is light horses. Again, 18 multi-part hard plastic figures. I'm not entirely sure what the difference is. I think they've got different sort of horse furniture and different poses, but pretty much they come out looking the same. I'll do an unboxing of those at some point, but I just wanted to do this kind of nose-to-nose comparison because I think they're great. And they look good. in amongst all the Dead Man's Hand scenery. So that's it. I've got a little bit of tidying up to do, a bit of cleaning up on some of the plastics. I've just thrown a few metal figures in here to add to the flavour, give you a sense of what the potential is for a gaming table, just how awesome it might look. I don't know if you can see the flickering light in there. That's actually one of these tea lights from a pound shop. I may or may not end up doing something to create a little bit of interior lighting. I don't know, but I need to get them painted first. But I've just had a really fun time collecting this stuff, building it, and now I am ready to start slapping some paint on. The miniatures, there we go, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kids. All the scenery and the scatter. I don't know if you've seen there, got a cartwheel stuck on a base so it can be leant up against a wall. And of course the buildings with all their interchangeable parts and the variety that that offers. I cannot wait to get this gaming table up and running. And when I have, then hopefully I'll get to do a few battle reports. But as I said, for now, I think that's all I'm going to do on the Dead Man's Hand stuff until I get the paints out. I hope you've enjoyed the last sort of half a dozen videos that I've created. And thanks again for those of you who've commented on previous videos. Please like and subscribe. I'm doing this just for fun and for my own kind of enjoyment and well-being. And just to share a love of the hobby with the rest of you out there who also like this kind of thing. I will be doing some other videos soon on Middle-earth strategy battles, on Warhammer the Old World, and I'm also into Warlord Epic, Napoleonics and American Civil War, the Punic Wars. I mean, I'm just a gaming geek, really. And I can't wait to get this lot painted and get a battle. Thanks again. As I said, please like and subscribe, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Take care. Bye.